Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back to another Magic Review from TCC. Doing another TCC review because, you know, TCC's killing it. They're killing it lately. And they sent me this maybe almost a month ago. I've had a big box of TCC stuff. I think I'm coming down to the end. I think this might be the last or second to last item. And I always try to do, you know, the reviews slowly over time because I want to be able to, you know, give every single trick its due, right? The temptation when you get a box full of stuff is to just rush through all of it because you want to learn all the secrets. And I kind of just still go through them one at a time because I want to make sure that I'm thorough with each trick. So this is Saltaura from Wayne Fox. I think the last box I got from TCC was kind of full of Wayne Fox / David Penn effects. TCC lists this at $60. I think it's $60 on their website, but on Vanishing Ink and Penguin it's $50. So it's probably in the $49, $50 range. And you're gonna get all the gimmicks and a 28-minute tutorial. But what is Saltaura? Saltaura is a salt pour. Now, typically in a salt pour, you're pouring salt and then it just continues to pour out like it's never ending. Or you're somehow making salt appear or salt vanish. And so with this, Wayne has come up with a very clever set of tools. And granted, some of these tools you have seen before. But in the effect, he's seated most likely at a restaurant or a diner, someplace where this is going to be okay, because you're going to be spilling salt out and brushing it to the floor. You want to make sure you're doing it in a place that's, you know, copacetic with that kind of thing happening. So you're going to do a little salt routine. So you're going to have a salt shaker, okay? And you can use the salt shaker that is provided, if you wanted. But if you wanted to be impromptu and use the salt shaker that's sitting there at the restaurant, I don't see why you couldn't. It seems like it would make more sense to just do it impromptu and just take their salt shaker, right? And you're gonna make a little pile of salt on the table and everyone's gonna see it. And then you're gonna take a coffee mug. Now it should be something that's not transparent, right? It can't be a glass, water glass. It needs to be like a coffee mug, something that you can't see through. You're gonna put it over the pile of salt. Your spectator's gonna put their hand on it. You're gonna do a little wave and a mystical incantation. They lift the coffee mug back up and the salt is gone. Now, Wayne's gonna teach you how to do it that way. He's gonna teach you how to do it as a teleportation where the salt appears from one place and moves to the other. And he's gonna give you a bonus idea later. So you get 3 tricks plus all the gimmicks. You probably wanna see it. First thing, all TCC boxes come in a nice hard shelled box, right? Got a little lid there. Everything is gonna be inside. And here's your gimmick. Your gimmick is actually inside of this container. I can't show it to you. Man, if I showed it to you, that would be exposure. Guys, this is not an exposure channel. I don't show stuff that I'm not allowed to show. You're also gonna get a little salt shaker. And this is a little different. This actually looks like a baby bottle. It looks like the type of baby bottle that you'd get for a baby doll. But they say it's a salt shaker. And then you get a little, like, table brush to clean items because, you know, they're going to get little granules of salt and sand inside. And you're going to get a magician's assistant. So, is it what I thought? Kind of, but not really. When I watched the effect, well, first I thought it was actually going to be a salt pour, right? Because I've done a couple reviews for those. But then when I was watching it, I felt like, well, this feels like a cup and ball routine, right? Because you have the object and you put the cup over it, and then you move the cup and it's vanished. Or you move the cup and the object's gone to the other cup. So essentially it is a cup and ball. But one of the finale, or one of the kickers for a cup and ball is to have the orange appear under the cup, right? The large item that nobody was expecting. And you do that by loading it, right? You do the secret load, no one saw you, you pick the cup up, and now there's an orange. It looks like what Wayne Fox did was a reverse kicker. So instead of loading anything under the cup, he's stealing. So the salt is legitimately on the table, It's really there. And you put the cup right over the spot where it should be. But when the spectator lifts the cup back up, it's gone. So it's a reverse load, which we call a steal also, right? So it's the old orange under the cup routine, but instead of you making the orange appear, you're making the orange disappear. Yeah. Is it well made? Everything's well made. Everything's well made. But like I said, I think because I'm a little bit more of an organic magician that likes to use the props that are in the room, I would probably use the salt shaker that's sitting on my table. So, and there's easy ways to control the flow of a salt shaker that aren't hard, right? Angles wise, there are some angles, but they're happening behind you, right? You can't have anybody sitting behind you. You probably wouldn't want anybody directly on your sides either. So this is pretty much, you're performing for the person across the table from you, right? But afterwards, everything can be inspected because there's nothing left to find. You know, the objects have vanished. So yeah, what's there to inspect? Nothing. Slights and difficulty level, it's going to take some practice, and I would recommend you do this in a mirror. If you can fool yourself in a mirror, you'll be able to fool your spectators. And I think the problem with these types of tricks is that there's a moment when the gimmickry is taking place, right? When you're doing the dirty work. And in those moments, you and I are always tempted to either slow down or speed up instead of going a consistent pace throughout the entire effect. And so there is a moment where you do your steal. So I would just not even just worrying about flashing. Not even worry about flashing, but also worry about your execution as far as speed. Make sure that you're not talking faster, talking slower, overemphasizing things or doing things too quick. Like when you're putting the cup down, you're not going, whoa, bam, right? It's gotta all feel like it's done at the same speed. Set up and reset, the actual trick itself, the first trick, you're just gonna carry your props in your pocket and you're good. If you wanna do the teleportation effect, then it takes a little bit of setup. Positives, it's a fun trick. It's a fun trick, and it's certainly a mind bender, right? They definitely see a pile of salt big enough that when you lift the cup, it's clearly obvious that you didn't just scatter the salt around the table, right? It's clearly missing. So that is obvious. So I think that's good. Negatives, the box has a typo on it. I know, it's such a weird negative, but, and people always ask me, like, why do you show the packaging? Why do you show, nobody cares about packaging. And they probably say nobody cares about the fact that it says Saltaura, S-A-U-L-T. That's not how you spell salt, sorry. It's Saltaura. And if you don't believe me, here's Wayne Fox's mat, right? You can see from his mat, it's S-A-L-T. Yeah, so TCC, English is not their first language, and they've actually had some other spelling errors in there. But this is why I'm a thorough magic reviewer. Thorough, right? I don't just rush out, throw reviews up, and just go on to the next thing. I take time. I take time to give you quality. So I would just say, if you're looking for it, like in Google, perhaps try to type it the correct way first, right? If you're searching for this at your favorite retailer, this might change how it comes up in the search field. So try it as S-A-L-T-A-U-R-A. And most likely, the stores have probably typed it correctly, even though it's misspelled on the box. But that's it. That's it. That's everything I can say. And of course, I want to give a huge thank you to TCC Magic for allowing me to have this so I can do the review for you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, would you like to learn a magic trick? You would? Did you know I have a second channel? That's right. I have a second channel where I teach beginning level magic tricks. Magic Channel Card Tricks is a place that you can go to learn tricks with ordinary items you can find around the house. Paper clips, rubber bands, pens, and of course, decks of cards. I teach beginning level card tricks. simple card tricks, simple card forces that anybody could learn. I also review magic kits. So if you go buy a magic kit from the store, your local Walmart or Target, or you get a magic kit for Christmas, I'll go over exactly what's inside. And I'll even teach you how to perform with some of those tricks that you get inside those kits. Plus, I'm even gonna give you video instruction to very simple, very inexpensive tricks that you can pick up at your favorite magic store. Sometimes you get those tricks and the instructions are just on a tiny little piece of typewritten paper and you have no idea how to do that trick. Don't throw that trick away. Don't put it in a box. Come back to Magic Channel Card Tricks and I will teach you how to use that trick as well. Or maybe you're not a beginner. Maybe you're not a beginner, but maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a little brother or sister that you could share this channel with them. This is a great, safe place, kid-friendly, where they can learn beginning level magic. Make sure you head on over to Magic Channel Card Tricks, give my videos a like, subscribe to that channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of Magic Orthodoxy.